Wait, hang on. Are you in the same room?
We are in the same room.
Oh my god. Sorry, this is crazy.
Let me just do hair and makeup, Rob. 1 second here.
I don't have
You gotta get all nice and proper. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Hello. Okay, so first things first, just well done. Like,
Yeah.
Tip of the cap.
what can I say? The game is incredible. You both are like the best actors in a video game I've seen in a very, very long time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's so nice to see that you're both friends in real life as well, and I think that really shines.
We just had a walk for 90 minutes in the park together.
He drags me around the heath.
Yeah, Hampstead Heath. Had a lovely walk out there. Parliament Hill.
It was literally like the opening credits of Kingdom Come 2.
But without the massacre.
Oh, that's incredible! Oh my god! Do you have that little thing on your shoulder? You know, the satchel.
Yeah. I brought it just for shits and giggles. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so I have a couple of things I want to do today. I want us to sing the Ode to Henry song.
Oh, we haven't warmed up.
Well, we did plenty of that in Prague.
We did.
I also have trivia. Ooh. There's 5 questions for each of you,
Okay.
and there's some bonus ones if you need to boost your points or whatever.
It's a quiz. I love a quiz.
I hope, fingers crossed, I've made them, because I know, Tom, you don't play as many video games, so I've tried to make
Thank you.
them a bit, yeah. So, Luke, screw you. It's going to be really hard. But yeah, so we could go through that. But anyway, what is your reaction to how big this has become?
Completely humbled. I think, you forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but I have said before that there was this kind of iron cast faith within the studio, which of course we shared, but we were coming and going, and so it's sort of feeling very humbled by the size and the kind of passion and energy of the reaction, which is amazing. I think we always knew it from people like yourself and that sort of core audience. We always knew there was that kind of belief and that kind of, cast iron support, which is amazing and for which we're incredibly grateful. But as it's kind of hit a wider stage, we didn't know if, with you behind us, whether we'd be able to meet that bigger audience and whether they kind of embrace us in the way that they have. So massively humbled by that. And then just really a massive sense of pride for Warhorse in the studio and all the amazing people that work there, that, they are, I've said before, we're like cogs in the machine that is this game. We're not the machine is Warhorse and the people in it. And that their level of talent is kind of without question. Their level of belief has been just mind-blowing all the way through this long process, way before we were talking to you and we couldn't talk about the game and all that stuff. They were there plugging away day in, day out, knowing that they were making this brilliant thing. And I think that what's happened in the last month has just been a total validation of them and their belief and their talent. So that's how I'm feeling. What about you?
Yeah, this is completely different from the first game when that was released. I mean, that was a big deal, and there was a lot of people playing it. But this has breached new levels of the size of it and the scale of it. It's just so much bigger, and people now create. It's lovely when you have a project and you hand it over to an audience, and the audience put their own. And if you go on TikTok, you'll just see people making edits from our work, and people are really running with the hands being a people's princess thing, which I'm loving. But it's amazing to see what people are creating from the work we did.
Yeah,
and it makes me laugh, and that's when you've kind of gone way bigger, because it's reaching so many more people who have all these different skills. And yeah, the fan art that I'm getting is amazing. I don't know if I'm gonna sit him down and show him.
No, I've seen it. I get it because it pops up in your stories. It's amazing stuff.
Unbelievable stuff. Like this one girl, she painted hands, and then she did a reveal and she turned the picture around. I was like, oh my god, that must have taken you hours.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So stuff like that is when you go, wow, this is really new levels big,
It's so true, and it's sort of it speaks to the level of talent of the people making the game, but those that play it as well. The kind of intelligence and humor, and of all those people, that, like you said, the fan art itself, there's this amazing photorealist artist that does this stuff that I've seen on X, and like, kind of massive spectrum of ability and interest, but all fueled by this passion for the game, and that's which because you're absolutely at the heart of that and always have been. And I think that's the kind of fuel in the tank that just keeps the whole thing running. I really mean that. If you look a bit moved, and I hope you are, you should be, because none of this would have happened without people like yourself. So,
well, thank you. I mean, I've kind of championed the game for a long time. 2018 February was when I started, and kind of one of the only ones that was hoping that we'd get a sequel. And I remember people telling me, why you're still like hoping for it. It's not happening. And I was like, no, it's gonna happen. Even though everyone was telling me it wasn't, including yourselves and Toby. I was like, no, it's happening. And
well, that's what I mean about that level of belief. It's sort of shared between the studio and the fans, and no more than yourself. And like, you were the first and one of the only interviews I did for KCD was with you, and I think 2020. Yeah. And I think even then, I think a lot of people very understandably were wondering whether there was going to be a second game and had given up hope. You hadn't. But I think there's an army of you, aren't there? And that army, thankfully for us, is bigger and bigger. And I think the one shared thing is that intelligence, that humour, and that passion, and actually positivity. I think there's one of the many gorgeous things that I've learned along this journey is that you don't always have that overwhelming positivity behind you. I've learned that not all games have that, and we're always very, very mindful how lucky we are to have that, and the guys at Warhorse the same. They've educated me on how rare that is, and we never take that for granted. So
it's incredible, and I'm so glad you guys are getting the love and the support and stuff. And I saw that you've done so many interviews. You went on the BBC recently, which is crazy because the BBC doesn't generally talk about video games, so like that was pretty important. And I think how often do you get recognized in public? Is that a thing yet?
Well, now. Yeah, certainly more than before.
Surprising. I think obviously it'd be far more for you.
No, I don't think so. I think when we come as a panel, I don't think so.
But it has happened, and I'm just so glad it's happened when my friends have been there. Because no one would ever fucking believe me otherwise. But I've been in an airport. It happened in an airport when I was on a work trip, and I was with my friends' colleagues, and they were like, what is happening? And a cafe, and yes, quite a few.
Oh, well, especially today would have been perfect because you're both there. Can you imagine?
Yeah. I know, actually, disappointingly, it didn't happen.
It didn't. No, can you imagine?
Yeah, they would have been mind blown in both of you. That would have been incredible. Really, just can't congratulate you enough, honestly. It's what are your plans moving forward? Do you want to do more video games?
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, personally speaking, I sort of there's loads that's similar about our journeys, and some stuff it isn't, but the kind of core of that we want to do good work with good people, and we're both lucky to have had a good training. He's a brilliant actor. Don't know about me, but so there's lots that's shared in that respect, and I think the whole thing has been really enlightening. That was true, by the way. That's you can laugh away. I admit that, but I think I've suddenly have an understanding of what can be achieved within this world that you can't do in other media. So almost all my work was theatre for the first 7 years, and then I've done pretty much only TV for the last 10 with bits of theatre, but predominantly TV. And so this has massively opened my eyes to what you can do as an actor, and obviously what the devs can do narratively. I write as well for a living, and I'm mostly for TV, and you can't, within a TV script, you can't do the things that you can do, particularly with an open world RPG like this, where you can just go into the amazing corners of a story. There is a theatre company that we were talking about called Punch Drunk, who do a sort of version of this where it's much more immersive and they're amazing. But mostly you can't really execute this in any other medium, and that is really exciting. And also just the level of talent and ability and within this world that sometimes people can be a bit snooty about it and kind of treat it like this whole separate entity. And I think that's really unfair. As someone that's now kind of jumped through the various hoops of those different media, there's equally brilliant, talented people. The challenges are just as hard, but what you can do is differs, and one is not better than the other. But definitely, gaming is like every bit as good and exciting and creative and intelligent as the other media within which I've worked. So
I think there was always this kind of view that games were childish, and like there was from outside anyway, not from inside, but from outside there was always that view that, you know, what's the point? Do movies, do TV? And I really do think that the games offer all of these experiences. It's player choice is so important, and I'm glad that now that's being seen a bit more. And video games, there's always this question: are video games art? And I 100% believe that.
Yes,
Of
they
course
are.
they are. Of course they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe that's a question. Of course
Yeah.
they are. But yeah, there is definitely an outsider, people who've never come into contact with them at all. There's definitely some kind of light stigma around it. But as soon as you delve even slightly into it, you'll very quickly realize how artful it is.
The sort of player choice and the kind of immersion and engagement of the player, that I think is very different. And again, not better or worse, but it's much more immersive. And then the kind of interactive element, particularly with a game like this, where people like yourself are able to kind of engage with and often shape the future narrative of games, and their own story being really part of it. So yours being a hugely inspirational one. And I think everybody's able to bring their own story and then on the one hand impose that on the playable character and various characters around them. So that's one thing. But also the whole machine works much more as one piece, which isn't so much the case in TV and theatre, where you turn up, you watch it, it's made for you, but not by you necessarily. And this is really different. And I think that's, I've talked a bit about the kind of mental health benefits of that and how people are much more willing to share their own stories and their challenges. And particularly this being a game that came out during the first one coming out during COVID, that's blown mind, that element of like, you know, people like yourself that you don't really get to know in the same way when you're doing a play or a TV show. There's not the same connection, and that's magic.
Being able to shape my Henry, for instance, and do like my Biscuit Town series and do the bailiff and all that kind of stuff, it's just, there's so much creativity that the player can do, and that immersion just kind of is just incredible. And that's why I love video games so much. Like when they try and they're trying to do a movie of Until Dawn. And if you don't know Until Dawn, it's a player choice horror game where you basically have to try and keep every person alive throughout the entire thing. In theory, every character can die throughout your playthrough, but they're now making it into a movie, and I don't understand how that would work. It's hard to do it the opposite way round, you know? So I just find that fascinating. But the games are so important to me. KCD 1 got me through such a horrible time in my life and really was just this massive force. And it seems like KCD 2 is going to go on for years. Obviously, we've got modding coming, where, yes, most likely your characters will be naked.
That's already happened.
Well, to be fair, at the very beginning of the animatics, they used to use these really rudimentary graphics, which were generally like us in a T-pose with like no clothes on and no detail. I won't go into any detail.
Yeah.
There wasn't detail, so you couldn't. You know,
It's like a Ken doll.
So
Al dente. Al dente.
a circular journey.
It's so exciting. Like, this is only the beginning, right, of KCD 2's journey anyway. Do you have any favorite moments of recording your character scenes?
Well, I think every interview I say the same thing. I'm just like running the risk of becoming incredibly boring, Roxy. But
do another one.
Yeah, usually I would say for me it was The Bell That Tolls. I thought it was an incredible day, but I've said this so. Other than that, Tom, you go first.
Well, for me, I am I allowed to? I sort of have two overarching favourites. Again, I'm repeating myself, but the family stuff is always like a real anchor for me because it runs right through the two games, and sort of it's the absolute engine of who he is and what he does and why he does it. And there's like two brilliant actors playing my parents, and it's sort of where the story began. And no spoilers, but depending on choices and where you end up, often where it ends. And from a personal level, and there's lots of reasons why the family stuff really resonates. That's the one. On the other hand, just the super fun times of like, particularly with this guy, but lots of silly stuff of us pretending to swim and we'll push through bushes and climb around trees and go into bathhouses and taverns and do all silly things. With that, and then in the second game, a whole brilliant cast of characters joining us in that. So sort of again, no spoilers, but sort of towards the middle and second half of the game, these people kind of joining us. And it was just a really great cast of people. So busy days on the motion capture stage where there might have been, I think, maximum about between 8 to 10 of us, maybe, like probably no more than 8. But just like big, fun, silly days of like, that's where a lot of the humor comes from. And all of those were just, it wasn't like going to work. It was just like going and having a laugh with your friends where you happen to be wearing Lycra and being filmed, which for some people is a job.
I have the 2 questions go on from that. I think
Wait, I haven't
one.
given you mine.
Oh.
I haven't given you mine. I thought of one for you.
Okay, go.
So you know the scene where we see this is a big spoiler, okay?
Okay.
Where we see the cannon, the big cannon for the first time.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
So the reason that I love that scene, and I'm sure Tom will agree, is it's the first time that a human being had seen artillery in the world, other than the people that created. And so to do that as an actor was very, very cool and felt really important, and also like going, because seeing something that you don't know what it is, but you can sense that it's going to fucking destroy you, and the foreboding of it, and it was just really cool to do that scene. And I remember I have that one line where I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then it's like, that was really cunt. That was
imagine. I didn't even think of that, because it would be your first time as a human being seeing something that you don't know.
The characters have never seen that.
Hand cannons and all the artillery that is obviously new in the second game. They were like aliens landing, and these like powerful, dangerous weapons that are being introduced, and what that would mean to you. Which was I kind of needed that. I was like, yeah, of course, we take it for granted, don't we?
Yeah.
But
terrifying. So I was going to ask, does the mum, Henry's mum, what's her name
in real life?
Yeah.
In the game or in real life?
No, what's her name in any aspect? We still don't know.
So if I remember rightly, for a long time, I think her name's Jennifer in real life. In the game, that is a question for Dan Vavra, not me. I am not the creator and the writer of this game.
She doesn't have a name. So Jennifer it is. I think that's now canon.
I'm really sorry if I've got the actress name wrong, because I haven't seen her for a long time. She's a lovely, very talented woman, but it's been a long time since we were on the motion capture stage together. But I think that was her name.
She needs justice. She needs a name.
Justice for Jennifer.
Yeah.
Justice for Jennifer, question mark?
I'm going to do some trivia now. Oh, very fancy. That's the trivia song. Starting with Luke.
Oh my god.
Good luck.
Okay. Fuck.
What belongs to you alone, but is more often used by others?
Is this a KCD 2 question?
Yes, in theory.
This is
It's a riddle. It's a riddle.
That's not a trivia. That's a fucking riddle. Crying out loud. This isn't fucking Gollum and Bilbo. Right. Okay. Belongs to me alone. You're gonna have to help me. But belongs to me alone, but is often used by others. Oh.
His status? Can it be an abstract noun? No. It's a thing, right?
It's not bad, to be fair. Belongs to me, but others use it.
You're going to come across this question in KCD 2, Luke.
I am. Status. I can't get status out of my head. It's such a good fucking answer. But I would know. I mean, I used my status more than any fucking answer.
Who are...
My face?
No. you're... Okay. All right. We'll go for another... I will tell you. It's your name.
Oh, you little shit.
Right. 0 points. Tom, what do you use to save in KCD?
What do I use to save?
Yeah.
The save button. Save game. Next question. That's a perfectly legitimate...
Well,
What's
actually...
the name? Well, that is... Okay. All right.
Need, and it's something that you need.
Oh, Savior Snaps.
Yeah!
Yay! Perfect.
He knew that. He knew that.
Luke,
Yes.
was the name of your love interest in the amorous adventures of the Bolzer Hands?
Carolina.
Carolina. Yes, well done. Point to you. Tom, who was Henry's first love?
Teresa. Or his parents? Are you talking about romantic love? Oh, wait, Bianca.
You can't forget Bianca.
That's how you define love. he would answer Teresa, I think.
He
But-
probably went, wow, he's forgotten her that quick. This is to Luke. What is the name of your castle, the one owned by the family of Lipa?
It's not Perkstein.
Oh, it is. Maybe I worded that wrong. That's my bad. But you got it right. So
It is Perkstein.
it is Perkstein. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Perkstein. Yeah.
Tom,
That's
what
right,
is Henry's real father called?
Martin. Oh, Runty Cobbler. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, that was a
Which
tricky one.
daddy? Which daddy?
Luke, finish this sentence. Are you pulling my royal?
Come on, these are too easy.
Tom, what is the name of the man who raids Skalitz to the ground?
Is that right?
Yeah, but you have to.
What?
You have to say it
no
like
one
that.
can do it better than you, so I'm going to let you.
Yeah, so you have to pretend you're Sir Toby. Put on your finest accent. And
You show me how it's done.
Right. McFad! So that's how you do it. Thank you. I hate that guy. Luke.
Well, have you finished the game yet? No spoilers.
No. And I've deliberately not finished it.
It's a loaded question because of what we're talking about, but I will
I
let that one
don't
slide.
want to because I'm enjoying it so much. And to be honest, I spent most of my time just exploring.
Yeah, cool.
Like I've got to. I'm in Kuttenberg, and I've got there, and I've done that, and I'm just taking it in, and I don't want to ruin it. Yeah.
Nowhere, but I'm getting there.
And no, I'm glad you're playing it, and you seem to be doing really well, by the way. So
Better. See, the narrative for a long time was Luke's terrible at Kingdom Come, and now people are saying things in chat like, "Oh, I didn't even manage to be able to do that. Luke's getting better at this. Like I beat Tomcat without poisoning the fucking sword." Sorry, I'm getting carried away.
And also, you learnt the Master Strike, right, which I'm told is
That's
incredibly
the same
difficult.
thing. The same thing. Yeah. So I did that without cheating. So
wait, people poison the sword?
yeah, they put poison on the sword. They get it from the woman in the camp next door, and then they kill Tomcat. But I'm like, but if you kill him, he's not going to fucking teach you the fucking Master
Cheating
Strike.
bastards! I didn't do that.
Yeah, I just learned it fair and square. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's yeah. Right, Luke. Seeing as you're very good at the game now, what is the name of the healing potion in Kingdom Come?
Marigold decoction.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've made it like 4 times, so
Let me tell you, the hours I have spent in that booth talking about herbs and different potions, we literally had a morning where we only did herbs.
Yeah.
And Matisse, the brilliant sound designer who was working that day, he looked like he was having some sort of existential crisis when we came out of that session because all he'd heard was me asking a question about a herb. So asking the same question about a different herb, using exactly the same line to talk about a different herb, just like on repeat. And I was literally like rocking, and I was like, I'm really sorry. You just have to listen to me for 4 hours. Like,
I don't.
there's a lot of
envy
herbs.
that. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
envy
And for me, I quite enjoyed it, to be honest, but I'm not sure I'd have enjoyed listening to it. So
This is to Tom. Where would you find Lord Otto von Berghoff?
in Trotsky, at Trotsky.
Yes.
We're just like glorified postmen in the second game. So
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
we just look at the postcode or the zip code if you're in America for Trotsky, and then we go.
Yeah, we get there to the gate, end credits, letter's been delivered, done.
Yeah. It's a very short game.
Very
We've
short.
been to Trotsky as well, you know that?
We have been to Trotsky.
You've been to Trotsky?
Yeah, you know we did that marketing video about the weapons. That was all set below Trotsky Castle.
Oh my god, I didn't even realise. Yeah, that of course. Can you actually go up to Trotsky? Is that? Oh,
Yeah, it's really good, apparently, yeah. Like,
I'm just checking because I think Tom You won.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it because I helped him answer Pizzle, so to speak?
Well, no.
Half a point for that.
No, because the riddle completely got you, Luke. Sorry.
I will say, thank you for making those questions easier as they went along, because I definitely at the beginning I was like, but they got easier. So
Well,
Yeah.
Luke, you do have a chance to catch up, back up,
Okay.
to win a point back.
You get my bow if I lose.
Yes. In Biscuit Town, who is the baker?
I know who the bailiff is. It's you, but I don't know who the baker is. Where's Biscuit Town?
can I guess?
Yeah. Tom.
You go, and then I'll throw my guess.
Baker. I don't fucking know.
Guess
Is
you
it
don't.
Toby?
No.
Oh.
No. It hurts my feelings, guys. Honestly, thanks for that.
I watch all your videos and I
Obviously
don't even
not.
know.
Obviously not.
Bailiff.
Yeah, the bailiff of Biscuit Town is me, or Henry, right? Barbara. Bloody Barbara with
I
her
have heard-
pretzels.
Yeah,
It's
I
fine.
heard that.
I'll give you one more chance. Bastard. What year does KCD 2 take place?
1403.
Yeah.
I was trying to trick you because
Oh,
I deliberately
sorry.
said I put emphasis on KCD 2. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll leave it as a tie. Well done. So, yeah. What are your plans moving forward after Kingdom Come Deliverance? And I'll leave that to both of you.
Do you want to go?
You sure? So right now I'm streaming Kingdom Come 2. I think it's going to take a long ass time to get through it all. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've only just found Mutt. I've only just got the Master Strike. On Friday, I'm doing a 24-hour stream, and I'm hoping that that's going to take me a little bit further through this campaign. But no, it's going to take a while. So I don't know how long, but that's my focus right now in terms of the game stuff. But I'm having a blast, and that's really good. In terms of career, I've got a couple of agents now, and that's going kind of well. So I'll audition for roles. I recently auditioned for a couple of things, and I'm waiting to hear back. And I'll still keep doing my filmmaking as well. So I'm kind of straddling 3 careers right now: streamer, actor, filmmaker,
Legend, fourth one.
being a fucking legend. And yeah, I mean, it's quite taxing on my time, and it is tricky at times. I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't having fun. So it's fun. It's tricky, but it's really good. So I'm just going to keep doing those 3 things, and whatever comes my way, I will grab with both hands.
Yeah, because I was going to say your streaming is rocketing, right? You flew
Thursday.
past my subscribers so fast.
Sorry about
It's fine.
that.
It's fine. Why do you get kidnapped so much?
I think people just really fancy me.
Yeah. Why am I always saving your ass?
I think they just really want to be with me, and so they're like, "I'll just take you and keep." That's what it is.
That's incredible. Right, Tom, what are you doing?
So short-term KCD wise, deep into DLCs. So and what's really lovely about that, it's really taken the edge off any sense of sort of finality of like so literally like the day after the launch party, or maybe the day after that, on that trip when we went for the launch party, I was doing voiceover for DLC. So I was kind of back in the engine room, and I was saying this to an interview the other day, that there's something really lovely about that's sort of where I'm at my happiest, kind of being right in it and just kind of the thing. The stuff around it is so fun, and like a huge amount of joy from all of that stuff and all the interactions, but also just making it is a huge, it's kind of the single biggest pleasure of the whole thing, like playing that character. So deep into all that, I think I can say we've done one and we've got 2 more to go. I don't know.
There are 3, right?
I think there's, yeah. So we're about to do the second one, and I think they get bigger in size as we go. So yeah, that's great. So that's a lovely thing of like getting to carry on playing Henry for a reasonably long period. And in terms of gaming stuff, there's sort of lots of conversations about having with people about other games, and sort of suddenly kind of opening the door on this brilliant world, which is really exciting. And then alongside that, the sort of main body of my work, which at the moment is TV, so that kind of takes up most of my time when I'm not doing KCD. So professionally speaking, just doing that, and also like Luke was saying, in a slightly different way, but just really enjoying. I wasn't on any social media until the middle of last year. I wasn't. I didn't really have any great online presence, and a big part of the reason why I have was because I was aware of this community and the extent to which we can kind of engage and interact with them, and the kind of joy that brings, actually, which is something we talked a lot about, that you go, because of that positivity that I was talking about earlier, it's just a really nice energy to be around. And that's been quite a learning curve for me, because I'm not someone that has kind of been exposed to that massively. You don't really need to be. It doesn't work in the same way in the rest of my work, so it doesn't exist in that way. So that's just a load of fun. There's something that's kind of running alongside it. Like Luke was saying, it's a kind of extra avenue, if you like, to this whole experience, which is just a good source of positive energy and fun and like education. Actually, there's so many like bright, brilliant people out there, and like you were saying about the TikTok videos and stuff, which I have a family member who I didn't know but kind of makes TikTok videos and does all this stuff, and all these like brilliant, bright people that you love and respect, that you suddenly realize are engaged in this world. And partly because of that weird disparity we were talking about earlier, where I don't know why the world seems so separate, but they do. So that's just been loads of fun to engage in and learn about.
I'm going to add one more thing before we continue as well. So in terms of what we're both doing with regards to the game, we're going to be going to conventions, and that's going to be a big thrust this year. And a lot of people have been asking about where they're going to be. Right now, we're with a booking agency called Gung Ho, and they're kind of setting things up for us. And we can announce today, we're going to put out another video as well, but we can announce live for you, Roxy, for the first time, the first one that we're going to. So we're going. There may be others booked that are earlier than this, but that's not been done yet. The one that we know that we're doing straight away is, go on, Tom.
It's in Vilnius in Lithuania on May the 23rd to the 5th.
4th to the 5th. 24th to the 5th. So May 2025 this year, Lithuania, Vilnius.
Yeah, Vilnius.
And
never heard of it. Wow, Lithuania.
It's the capital of Lithuania. I've never been to Lithuania. Excited. So we'll be there. That's booked. It's done. It's signed. And that's the first one. But there'll be others. So if you're like, oh, no, I'm not going to Lithuania, there'll be others.
And the nice thing about that is we basically get to go on a road trip. So it's sort of KCD in the real world, where, I mean, we won't be delivering any letters, or maybe we will. Maybe. But we can't get to go on these fun little road trips together. So we're looking forward to that. Like,
yeah. No, that's crazy. Wow. I mean, you get to fly around the world. That's brilliant. Wow. Well, thank you for that. And yeah, good luck. I mean, I'm hoping you're going to be going to everywhere. There's loads of places in London that do expos, and America.
We'll come and see you in Bath. Isn't that your nearest big town?
Yeah, Bath is like 20 minutes away. So yeah, come to Bath. I still haven't ever met you, Tom, in real life.
Well, we need to fix that. So
yeah,
meet in Bath. Not the bath house, Bath the place.
Yeah, we definitely need to. It's well, that's great. I mean, I'm glad that obviously the DLCs that's what we're waiting for now. So it must have been weird though recording, because I know you guys did the live action series, which by the way I loved. I think it was brilliant, and I really hope you do a season 2.
Well, we have to get the hat to the brilliant marketing and PR team at Warhorse and Play On, but I think the engine of the idea was at Warhorse, and they, it was a left field idea. It was one that they had to sell hard. It was one that they executed brilliantly and at speed. So
the writer and director was Vitek Mishka.
Yeah, he's a legend,
and he's the darling boy. He's actually now become one of my best friends. He really has. I adore him, and he did such a great job.
He's so clever. I think he's like 25, maybe. And he's like so bright. He really gets the game, crucially. He also gets the marketing right. And him and Toby work really closely together, even though Toby's PR and Vitek's marketing, they have this great team of people, and they really get each other. And they're just really clever, and they kind of they know the game better than anyone else. So I think when they're trying to sell these kind of slightly left field ideas in a kind of more global space, that understandably can be a tough sell. But they've done it, and I think Play On have worked with them really well to do that, and it's been really borne out. So we can't really take the credit for that. I think we just turned up and messed around, but they put that together and made it happen, and they're very clever people.
Very.
Super happy to hear that you guys got on with them really well, and that's brilliant. Yeah, like that series was hilarious and brilliant, and it must have been weird to you, Tom, you especially. You recording like your goodbye, and then you're back now recording the DLC. So it must have been a bit of a, yeah.
But that's what I mean about it. It sort of took the sting out of it a bit because there's still work being done, which is great. And I think it would be really sad if there was just like it's certainly when you do a play, but even when you do a TV show to some extent, when you do a play, you all finish together. So that's really fun. When you do a TV show, often you don't finish shooting on the last day of the shoot. Sometimes you do, but so the finality is not quite the same, but it's still very like done. Whereas the nice thing about this is, things like this. There's a much. I think of it as like a Christmas shaker, where you shake it up and like the snow takes a lot longer to settle, so you get to enjoy that rather than it just being like done. Over. That's really lovely and like yet another benefit to working in the gaming industry.
Luke, are you going to be in any of the DLCs?
No. No.
Why?
Complain to Warhorse. Campaign for me on my behalf.
What the hell?
Don't like me. No,
They did that for sure.
As far as I know.
Have you been kidnapped again? Is that why you're not?
Maybe one of the stories is you have to save me again, but you actually just can't because something terrible happens, which would be very in line with the narrative. But no, I don't know. I have no idea.
That's the campaign, everyone.
Yeah, there's plenty of times. I don't know. We don't get to make those decisions. That's the weird thing. I think people think we have a lot more control than we do. We don't.
We're the last to know. We're always the last to know.
So I have to ask, because this is going to be the thing now. KCD 3.
Let's go.
It's been a lovely chat, Roxy.
It's been great.
No, it's fine. Look, I had to. It's the law.
There's not a lot that we're good at, but we are very good at not answering questions because we had like 3 years of avoiding questions about KCD2. Yeah. So that's one thing we do, not answer you.
No, but no, they don't. I said this to you years ago when you last interviewed me, and I did the same gag where I got off the. Nothing changes, does it? But no, I didn't. We don't know. We're the last to know.
Unlike KCD 2, which I was very highly expecting, I think Warhorse probably does need to do something else at the moment, because obviously you've made 2 games that are very similar. I think it would be smart, because I think they've mentioned this, that they want to split into 2 separate teams. So they want to have a different experience for those that have got burnt out. And the other one might be some form of sequel or spin-off or something like that. But I completely understand if they don't. But yeah, it would be nice, especially with the popularity of this one. Like, compared to KCD 1, the sequel has been so massive. Are you guys hoping for Game of the Year?
Oh God, yeah, 1000%. I mean, yeah. Like, the thing is, though, there is just so many great games coming out this year. I mean, Split Fiction just came out, and that's is killing it. We've got some other amazing titles coming out, and like it'll
Grand
be
Theft Auto.
Stiff competition.
But that's not 100%. There's a glimmer of hope they might get pushed, right?
For your sake, I hope. For your.
I mean, talk about David and Goliath.
But the thing is, GTA, Rockstar probably aren't even thinking about the Game Awards because they don't need it. It doesn't matter if they win Game of the Year because it's still going to make billions of dollars, right? So they don't necessarily care. So don't give it to them.
No, I know, right?
KCD
2.
Yeah, Warhorse deserve it because of the work that's gone in. I'm not saying that Rockstar don't deserve it. I'm just saying they don't need what it gives a project, what it gives a studio. It puts them on the map. It really lifts them and boosts them in ways that it really did for Larian. And I think it would be wonderful if the committee was just aware of that and we're like, yeah, we could give it to GTA 6 because obviously it's going to be amazing and that but does it need it?
I think that's right. You go, ultimately, I mean, they're very difficult things to measure, any awards process is really difficult to compare things that are often quite different. But and so you're ultimately it should be the best game, whatever that means to whoever to whoever it means it to. But I definitely think in terms of like, would we like it to win it? Personally speaking, like, absolutely yes for the validation. All I said about Warhorse, and I mean, of course we would. We're completely biased.
Yeah.
Totally biased. Like, in terms of that kind of dogged, punky determination, which I know a lot of more independent studios have, but it's that what we see at close quarters, day in, day out when we're there, which is very easy to talk about, but it's a really beautiful thing when you see it up close and personal. That level of belief, that level of authenticity and talent, obviously, I would love to see that for every single person in that building that's been with us all along the way, and for you guys, the fans that would like back to us. Obviously, for that, it would be a really, really beautiful thing. That, of course, every game could say that. Every studio could say that, all the actors within that game could say that, but we're biased, and I think on this game I can say that totally from the heart, that if they could get up there and have that award in their hands, that would be a really beautiful and a very deserved thing, in my opinion.
It would be amazing. It would be amazing.
Yeah, because like KCD 1 was just completely like not even mentioned at Game Awards 2018, which I think is a fucking crime, honestly. For the soundtrack alone, like KCD 1's I just, it's going to win. I can definitely.
Jan Valter and Adam Borger, if they're not up there, no one.
Yeah, if they don't at least win soundtrack.
Yeah, they will. They have to.
No, they have to. They have to. I mean, it's just stunning. It's too stunning.
Well, fingers crossed. Obviously, we'll see how it goes, and I'm obviously championing you guys completely. Right, now I am going to put something in the Zoom chat. So something I've wanted to do for a very long time, well, since hearing it, is to maybe sing this with you guys. But now, here's the...
Can I make a request?
Yeah, sure.
Can I choose the pitch? Because as you can probably hear from my speaking voice, the only singing I'm very good at is Barry White covers. So if we go in any way high...
No. We won't. No, that's fine. Stay at your regular tone.
If we could just do it down here, that would be great. Is everyone all right with that?
Drink your finest drinks, if you have any.
Yes.
I'm all done.
Save your snaps.
My finest drink being Yazoo. The finest milkshake.
Bit of product placement there.
Thank you. I'm sponsored. Are you ready? Okay, so you're probably expecting this to be the part where they sing, no. Fun thing about Zoom, if I talk, they go weird and garbly, like this. So, yeah, I had to scrap that. But as punishment for messing this up, here's me singing it all on my own. I'm so sorry. When it seems you're out of luck, there's just one man who gives a fuck. A friend who'll never leave you stuck. Now who could that friend be? Henry, our hero Henry, the fellow who helps his fellow man. Henry, reliable Henry, he gets the job done the best he can. Oh, oh. Woohoo! Oh, oh. When you want to string your lute and strum it with your plectrum, who will pull the sheep gut out through the creature's rectum? Oh, Henry, we thank you, Henry, the fellow who helps his fellow man, Henry, let's drink to Henry, he gets the job done the best he can. Yeah. Oh, that is officially the worst thing I've ever done.
We're not going to be winning any Emmys, let's put it that way.
Does the job the best he can. Thank you for watching. This is great.
We gave it a go. Maybe you can stitch it together in post.
No. Is there anything that you want to give mentions to? Is there anything you want to promote, shout out, tell the world about?
When is this coming out, Roxy?
Hopefully today.
Okay, well, I have a 24-hour stream on Friday, 14th of March, 6 p.m. GMT. I'd like to promote that and
Good
say
luck.
Thank you to, yeah, I know, I'm
Yeah.
an idiot. But thank you to everybody that supported us, supported the game, and it's been so lovely and loving and wonderful online and in person. And I just can't say thank you enough. I just you've given me my career back. That I lost. You've given me 3 careers. I love you all. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. The only shout out I have is that to the fan base of which you're a very integral part. That I think, we say it a lot, but we mean it wholeheartedly. That there would be no game, notwithstanding the incredible talent and drive and commitment at Warhorse, without the players to play it and to back us and to kind of elevate and lift us, which thankfully everyone is doing amazingly. We wouldn't be here. None of us would be here. So yeah, we mean that from the bottom of our hearts. It's a very sort of passion-led project, and it's loads of fun, and all the things we know it to be. But it just wouldn't exist without you and all the incredible fan base that have joined us along the way. So yeah, thank you all very much, and I hope we've done you proud. I hope you're enjoying the game. Those of you that are still playing it and enjoyed it, those that have completed it, it's a total pleasure and a privilege to be in the center of this thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Well, that means a lot, and I honestly the people love you. So you did good, you did good.
We did good.
So did you.
Thank you. It finally came out. Yeah. I just, love it. Right, we're gonna go. By the way, watch the Biscuit Town series. It's very important. It's my best work. I never got past that. That was my peak all the way back in 2018. But yes, thank you for watching. We're going to go. I love each and every single one of you. But until next time, that's us.
Oh.
Iconic.
Hey!
Iconic.
Bye, guys.